30 years of growth in the international market as well as in the Italian one. This is Calzedonia now. We are here with the president, the entrepreneur, Sandro Veronesi, and we would like to ask him what are the main ideas leading Calzedonia toward the new international markets.
As you know, Calzedonia is a specialized company. We are present in the underwear business, in the hosiery business, and our idea is very simple also for the international markets. We want to bring to our new markets the offer of very high quality, very specialized offer at affordable prices. We evaluate where these ingredients can be more appreciated, and so we try to open new shops there.
What did you learn from the Italian market that can be carried on the international one?
The Italian market is very keen on quality, very keen on fashion, very keen on service, and I can say that these characteristics are very appreciated in a lot of markets. What is difficult to offer in different economical and social environments is the same product and service mix that we offer here. But we try to adapt, to understand the different competitors we have in different markets, and to a little bit change or adapt our offer and our organization to the local situation.
How do you choose the market where you want to expand the growth in the international context?
Well, first of all, we have a lot of requests that arrive here from different markets. We have people writing, we have customers visiting our shops in Italy, a lot of tourists coming every year to Italy and visiting in our shops and buying in our shops. So we have a lot of information arriving from different markets. Then of course, we have in the beginning privileged nearer markets. We started with Southern Europe, which we understood it was in a certain way similar to Italy. We also invested a lot in Eastern Europe because in those days it was a totally new and growing market. And we believe that Europe in a certain way is for us a domestic market. So we would like, we are nearly the leading brands in the European continent. Then of course we understand that there are very important markets outside Europe like United States, like China, where on the other hand we have very strong competitors or very different market conditions, and so we started gradually. We think that to open a new market is not an easy task. There is a complicated organization behind it, and so we cannot do everything at once. We did a lot of things, but in a certain way gradually.
Tomorrow you will open on the Fifth Avenue in New York. What does it mean?
It's an important step. It's an important step because New York and the Fifth Avenue, I think, is the most known and most important place for the retail business all over in the world. There are other important places where we are: Milan, Paris, Hong Kong, other main important cities, but New York still is the most international one. So I think that to be able to open a shop there, to be able also to maintain a shop there and to let it grow in the future, that we hope to be able to do, it's an important goal, an important task for a company, that for everyone, for every international shopper, is
you has to be there.
Yes, it's an important positioning. If you are there, you are among the international retail leaders.
How do you choose the brand and the product to be offered outside Italy?
Let's say that our historical brands, Calzedonia and Intimissimi, normally are the two ones that we privilege to open and to launch in new markets. More Intimissimi or more Calzedonia depends on the local situation, also on the local climate. For example, in Russia, Calzedonia is very successful because we sell hosiery, let's say, 11.5 months a year, which doesn't happen, for example, in Italy or in Portugal. Women in Russia are very feminine, so they wear skirt a lot. That enhances a lot of our product. These are details that for us are very important. So also, for example, in China, we privilege Calzedonia because underwear is not yet so important in the mentality of a Chinese woman. So every market has got a different social, economical, historical, cultural situation that we take into evaluation.
But Far East markets are so different for the person that they are there respect to the Europe.
To give you a small example, we have an important business in the swimwear business because in Europe, also in the United States, let's say everybody in summer goes to the beach, to the seaside, to bathe in the water, in the sun. That doesn't happen in China at the moment.
What does it happen in China? What does it happen?
They work, or they go on holidays, visiting cities, but they don't go to the seaside, or very few people go. So we have to decide what we will sell in the 3-4 months where the weather is very hot also in China. So we have to reinvent our product mix, our formula.
What's your final choice?
They are very fond in buying what we call leggings. So we have to develop a special range of leggings for them.
But to have this growth in the international market, you need persons and people. They are crucial and relevant to the success and to the growth. How do you choose the person?
That is the scarce resource that we have to prepare, to build, to motivate. And I would say that today the problem is not to find the financial resources, not to find the locations. The important and difficult thing is to find enough prepared and motivated people to open these markets and to make the transfer of knowledge, the transfer of cultural, let's say company culture in different countries. In Italy, we are not the most open country where it's easy to find people willing to go abroad. We have a lot of young people willing to go abroad, but in a certain way, less than what we would like to have. We have some that want to go anywhere, but we have also a lot of young people that say, I'm glad to work for the company, but near my hometown, near my place. So it's a everyday challenge that we have to face.
At the Christmas party of your company, you said everyone that you receive more than 10,000 CV per year. How do you do to select the right persons? It's not so easy.
It's a hard job. We have a lot of people involved in this, and in the years we built a lot of experience. Taking into consideration the company is growing, and also we have new positions opening every day. Also, we, especially for the people working in shops, we have a rate of turnover to sustain, because in a lot of countries, United States included, Germany, developed countries, to work in a shop is not such a rewarding job, and so we have to train these people and also convince them that it is worth to remain in their job.
But how to put inside each person that you hire your motivation, your enthusiasm that we find here? If you pass through the company, you find a great enthusiasm in everybody. So how do you do internationally?
It's a lot of dialogue, a lot of sharing of information to build this involvement. People, it's like, if you are in a bus and you don't see the route, you don't see the speed, you don't see what, you don't know you're there. But if you are informed and you are involved in the decision of where to go, what speed, what time, you feel important, and so you maybe feel more enthusiastic to work there.
So you perceive that people around the world have the same enthusiasm in every country where you are? Some
even more, some less. You know that very often we have, last Monday, we had what we call the seasonal meeting of the Intimissimi sales force. They come from every country where we have shops. I must say that there are certain countries where they are even more enthusiastic than in Italy. So we have been able to build a very coherent and very enthusiastic team.
Which are the brands, Calzedonia, Intimissimi, and so on, Falconeri, that give more enthusiasm to the people now?
I must say that the historical brand is still Calzedonia, and we thought in certain periods of the company that history of the company that Calzedonia was maybe our brand of the past. On the contrary, Calzedonia is finding every year a new youth, and is still the brand that is attracting more interest because it's very specialized, and very few, or say no brands, are offering a similar assortment.
What do you suggest to young people which would like to come here to work and to be hired here?
I would suggest to be open to opportunities, and get involved and try themselves in these challenges that we offer them, in the product, in retail, in communication, because when you come from university, potentially you can do a lot of different things. It depends on your mental availability to try to do different things, the fact that you actually do them or not, because I think that, but you know better than me, but the cultural base is very wide and very can be used in different tasks. If you think that you're able to do only one thing, it's a limit that you put yourself. If you come to a company like Calzedonia, you can do a lot of different things.
A greater rotation.
Also through rotation and building experience, because you build experience in every field that can be used to perform better in other fields.
Your main manager are with you from a long time or not?
The policy of the company is to grow managers inside, so we hire people directly from university, and we try to build with them their career, and we prefer to grow our resources inside the company.
So internally,
yes.
Okay.
And we say that 99% are grown internally.
Okay, and this is in compliance with this growth external?
Sure, because then if we grow internally, it doesn't mean that we don't try to compare our performance, our systems, our ideas with the most performing companies all over the world. Today, I would say it's quite feasible to acquire information, knowledge from a lot of different sources. It's important to have the will to do it. To have a look around, to look at the best competitor, to try to steal ideas, not to be closed in the everyday work I have to do, and I do the same way I did last year, I did the last season, because that doesn't bring any improvement.
Yes, if you enter this company, you find very young people, children, that are sons and daughters of the workers and employees here. What does it mean for you?
Well, first of all, our workers are mainly ladies, 75%, but also men, of course, bring their children. They are young, so they have small children. They have this problem to organize their day in the school, the infantry school, which is in Italy, is not so easy to organize. So we thought that one service we could give to them was organize it within the company. And I think we do this with a lot of different services. We try to give to our personnel, to our people, all the services the best, to let them devote their energies in a quiet way to their job.
So this great growth of Calzedonia is in compliance with ancient value, a great tradition that can be rethinked for the external development.
I think we are trying to learn, as I said, from the experiences we make all over the world, from the best competitors, Japan, in Spain, in Norway, in Sweden, to improve, because our task is not to repeat every day the same things, but to try to do anytime a little bit better.
Value and growth.
The
You
growth
can
is a
combine them.
consequence of the values, it's a consequence of the effort to deliver to our customers the best possible quality, the best possible service at an affordable price.
I think that everybody, customers, suppliers, and everyone can perceive this effort.
At least we try. Surely we succeed in most of the time, but we have a lot of things that we want to improve. I have a long list of things I have to improve, but
That's your agenda.
not every day. In my agenda, I have a pile of future developments, improvements that we have to do. We cannot do it at once, but we are adding every day added value, improvements to make everything possibly better than last year or than the day before.
So for the next 30 years, you have a lot of plan.
Oh, sure.
That's keep you young as
We
you
have
are.
a lot of things to do for the next 30 years that maybe we will not be able to do them all, but we will try.
Thank you, Sandro Veronesi. Thank
Thank
you
you to
for
you.
your interview, and I wish you and Calzedonia all the best for the future.
Thank you very much, very kind.
See you for the next interview, managed by Istituto per i Valori di Impresa. Bye bye.